welcome back to one of my 2-minute lessons. These are meant to be short and quick. Some might be longer than 2 minutes, some might be shorter than 2 minutes, but let's go ahead and jump right in. So today what I want to talk about is perspective, and I'm just going to share with you the 3 different types of perspective that I think beginners should know. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw my horizon line. And now I'm going to draw a shape, a cube, using 1-point perspective. So I'll first add a single point anywhere on my horizon line, and then I'll start to draw in a square. Now this square, if I want to create this in 3D perspective, I can use the point as an aid to help me draw the correct perspective. And I'm going to do that by taking a line all the way to the focal point. And I'll do the same thing with the top. And those are the lines I'm going to follow to get my square into perspective. So I will draw the edge of the square, and then I'll connect those lines. I can continue to draw a square in perspective using those perspective lines. And it doesn't matter where I draw my shape, I will always follow the perspective lines back to the focal point. Okay, let's move on to the second perspective. This one is a 2-point perspective. I've drawn my horizon line, and I'm going to add 2 focal points. And this time I'm going to draw one edge of my square. In order to get this square into my 2-point perspective, I'm going to take the top and I'm going to draw back the perspective lines to the corresponding focal points. And I'll do the same thing with the top. And once I've done that, you can see that I have the right edge and left edge of my square. So I'll go ahead and finish off all of the edges. And there I have a square in 2-point perspective. And then the last thing I want to talk about is the 3-point perspective. Now I want to say, first I'm going to draw my horizon line, but there is such thing as a 4-point perspective that's a little more advanced and something that I don't think a beginner necessarily needs to know at this point. But I have my horizon line, and I'm going to draw 1 and 2 focal points. But now I'm going to go way up and draw a 3rd focal point. So this 3rd point way up here is going to be where all of my edges, my vertical edges, will point to. So let's go ahead and draw a square. So the first thing I'm going to do is just draw a couple of guidelines. So I'm going to draw my edge of my square, but I have to follow the line that points to my focal point. So I'll draw the line right there. Now, following the same practice as the 2-point perspective, I'm going to draw my perspective lines, my edges, to meet the 2 perspective focal points. And now I can continue and finish drawing the edges of my square, but it needs to follow the line that goes to my 3rd focal point. So there is my square using 3-point perspective. I can do it again. This time I'm going to actually connect the far point, and these far points are going to help me shape the bottom of my square. And that's a quick overview of different perspectives. And I hope you've enjoyed this video.